perceptions of South Africa go up and down according to the events on the ground and what happens here. If you go back to 2010 when we had the World Cup, that was a very positive experience in terms of South African reputation because the country undertook to deliver something and it did so even better than was expected. Nothing lasts forever in reputation. Events like the Marikana incident, for instance, have a huge impact on investor perceptions, but it doesn't come out of the blue. It comes against a backdrop of the mining industry having been a challenging and troubled industry for some years. Our job really is to contextualize the backdrop and the nature of the system of governments, the political stability. So we will create the platforms and the channels for through the networks that we have created in our markets over the years, so that the ministers can come and speak to a very influential group of investors.
We just had a major US-African business summit, and the sentiment, I think, is strong. I'm always tempted to go back and think about a column that Peter Bruce wrote recently as he's flying over Umtata, over the Eastern Cape, and what he sees down there is real change happening. Our problem with Agoa is that we're too successful. Agoa is a preferential, a unilateral set of trade preferences granted by the US Congress to countries that meet various criteria, human rights and other things. Our membership of the BRICS has caused some in the US to say, well, shouldn't we graduate South Africa? We have industry here that benefits from Agoa but draws in products from the rest of the continent. We help the rest of the continent get the benefit of Agoa. We're having to lobby pretty hard to make sure we stay in.
Back in 2010, when there was the state visit from South Africa, President Zuma's visit to the UK, both parties agreed to double two-way trade by 2015. There's a huge push in the UK at the moment to persuade British companies to see beyond the newspaper headlines and to see take a longer view of South Africa and investing in South Africa. The South Africans abroad are very respected for their work ethic. That helps to maintain a strong reputation of the country, regardless of the government of the day and regardless of what's happening in terms of crisis management and at any particular time. But there is certainly also a perception of a number of serious challenges.
We have one really super South African brand coming into the US market big time, Sasol. There are some who say that its planned investment in Louisiana is perhaps the largest foreign direct investment ever made in the US. That's a pretty remarkable testament to the kind of to the quality of people and the quality of technology that South Africa produces. We are building this network, global South Africans of expatriates, and it is we call them a network of exceptional people.
We need more small businesses, but 7 out of 10 fail. There seems to be a problem as well with getting the financing, especially at the startup phase.
We speak to business development. I mean, right now I'm involved in a program where we are marketing South African wine in the largest high-end supermarket chain throughout the country, Whole Food Market. So we're helping the economy that way. We have people in New York who are interested in starting an investment club.
Part of our job is to also feed back to governments the areas which are adversely affecting the brand. If I'm getting messages from potential startups and companies in the UK looking for joint ventures in South Africa who are experiencing excessive bureaucracy or don't know how to find a black empowerment partner or whatever the case may be, then we would try and direct them first of all to the right stakeholders in the UK, so to go and see the trade and industry representative at the embassy.
One of the strongest selling points that I've been able to use over the past year or so has been to say, look at the numbers of the BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes that are coming into the US market from South Africa. In fact, the value of those exports now outstrips South Africa's platinum exports to the US. That's an extraordinary story. And it is a bit of a blow that I'm expecting to have to take a look at the figures in a couple of months' time when they come out and see that they've taken a bit of a hit.